Alright, hi everyone, this is Aizuddin Danian from my cigar blog. Today we're going to be reviewing something different, something more like a game, a contest. What's been happening is over at the Fans of Habanos forums is that they have, the owner of the forum, Rob, has has organized a blind cigar tasting competition. So what we're supposed to do is smoke cigars which he sends to us without the bands and then try to guess what they are. If we're able to guess all three, these are two and the one I'm going to smoke today, all three cigars correctly, he will give us 500 Aussie dollars. Sounds easy? Not really. The first cigar that'll be blind tasting today is it's a Petit Corona or Marevas. Not sure what. Obviously, can't tell what it is. Just by looking at the wrapper, it could be any number of things, and it's not as easy as you think. But there are some clues that we can point to. First of all, it does look like this cigar comes from either because you see the lack of box press, it comes from either a cabinet of 50s or it is something that comes in a tube. If it's either one of those, it does narrow down the Petit Corona search quite a bit. It could be a H. Upmann Coronation that comes in the tube. The H. Upmann Coronas Major also comes in the tube. The Romeo Y. Julieta #2 has a tube version as well. If it's a 50s cab, it could be a. If it's from a 50s cab, it could be a Porlarnaga Petit Corona, or it could be a Bolivar Petit Corona, or it could even be a Cohiba Siglo II, which comes in slightly boxes as well, or even a Trinidad. What's the shit name for the Trinidad Petit Corona? Petit Corona Trinidad something Petit Corona. I know there's a size. I know there's a Petit Corona line in it. Just can't remember the name right now. Yeah, so it could be. It's definitely something that doesn't come from a dress box. It's either a tube or a slided box of 50s or 25s in the case of the Cohibas, or a case of 24 sticks in the case of the Trinidads. Guess you can't just tell. I mean, you can narrow down. I've narrowed down the possibilities just by looking at the cigar. But in order to really get it, or make a more informed guess, I'm gonna have to taste it and rely on my experience of having smoked quite a number of these Petit Coronas that I've mentioned to see what I can guess what it is. All right, let's get right to it. Hang on, guys, while I take this cut. Oh yeah, not wearing a shirt right now. Just doing this a bit on the raw side. Be back in a minute. Alright. I just made a cut and I realized my first mistake to narrow down the field further. It can't be a Trinidad because the Trinidad comes with pigtails and this doesn't have one. I'm probably ruling out Cohiba as well because it doesn't smell like a Cohiba. I'm going to rule out some of the nasty ones like Vigueras. Oh God, Vigueras has got Marevas size. I'm pretty sure for the amount that we paid for this, Rob is not going to pull a nasty and send us an unbanded Vigueras. So it's probably not that Vigueras? Yeah, it's probably not that either. Initial thoughts, without even lighting it up, I'm thinking Romeo. I'm thinking possibly Punch. It's got a very muted, simple tobacco aroma. Alright, let's just see how it goes. Alright. I love stuff like this. Contests like this, it just shows that People, a person like Rob is really, it's really more than just about selling cigars and running probably the most popular Cuban cigar web forums on the internet. It's also about making sure that people's experiences are fresh and interesting. First taste. I think I know what it is already. But of course, I'm not going to give it away in this video. I'm competing for 500 Aussie dollars, right? It's got very dry flavor. You know how like some wines are dry, some cigars are dry as well. Not from the cigar itself or the from the humidity point of view, but I'm talking about the flavor, the taste. Ah, Rob. Hmm. Yeah, a very dry vegetal flavor. The aroma has got notes of leather, some pepper sweetness there. Oh, I've narrowed it down now. It can be only one of uh, three brands. Unless unless I'm completely wrong, which I could be. But I'm gonna get into this a bit more. See where it takes me. Try to make sure I get a better guess at it, and I'll get back to you what my next impressions are. Very dry, yeah. Very dry, muted, musky flavors. Woody. All right, be back in a minute. All right, about 10 minutes in, and I'm pretty sure I know what it's not. Uh, it's not the Regreros. I've had a couple of those, and I know how they taste. It's not a JL Piedra. Um, I would also say it's not a Cohiba. Ah, that's where it gets interesting, doesn't it? What could it be? I'm gonna put myself out on a limb. It's not a Monte Cristo either. It lacks that spicy punch. Not sure whether I'm helping others by giving away so much information. I'm just telling you what it's not, right? Not what it is. We're not allowed. The rules say that we're not allowed to tell you what it is, or we're not allowed to reveal what we think it is, but doesn't say anything about what we think it might not be, right? So okay, it's not a Cohiba, it's not a Monte, it is not a Vigueros, it is not a GL Pedra. It's got a slight butteriness right now. And the aroma has got hints of naked vanilla. Not as naked as I am now, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Guys, you got to do this sometime. Smoke in the nude. It's fun. It's don't do it when the neighbors are around, but yeah. All right. I'm gonna need a bit more time. I probably already have an idea what my guess is going to be, but I'm gonna tease. I'm gonna tease and tantalize you guys with a bit more information as we carry on. All right, I'll see you guys back in a minute. All right, I'm down to the last third of the cigar, and I must say I've enjoyed myself. It's it's not become spicy or peppery at any time, um, but it's definitely a dry tasting cigar. Um, just as I was saying earlier before, just like how some wines are dry, this cigar is too. It's got definitely hints of vanilla and aroma. Mm. Some obvious woodiness, mixing with some sweet caramel in the flavor. But it's not a cigar that's evolved very much, and that gives me a big clue about what it is. Um, if you've been a follower of my blog, you know that I'm a great fan of cigars that evolve in flavors over time. And this cigar has remained more or less quite constant throughout, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you've got a good formula and a good flavor, why not keep it going the whole 5 inches? You know, there's some cigars that do that, and that's fine, you know, if that's what you're looking for. But it does narrow down the search, because quite a number of cigars that I've reviewed of the Petit Corona size, and that I smoke quite regularly, do have that level of evolution that I favor, that I personally favor. Um, so this cigar is not something I smoke very often. But having said that, I do believe I've had this cigar before. Probably not in recent times. Very delicious vanilla aroma. Probably not in recent times, but uh, definitely, yeah. I feel that I remember the blend and the flavor enough to be able to identify what this cigar is. All right. So without giving too much away, I've got my guess locked in. It could either be one of two brands. And just as a hint, both of those two brands start with the same letter. I'm not 100% sure it's correct, my guess. But that's part of the fun, right? If it was a 100% surety that it would be easy to guess, this wouldn't be much of a contest, and that wouldn't be very much fun, would it? So yeah, I've got my guess locked in. I'll be PMing it to Rob pretty soon. All right. The wife is calling, so I'm gonna go soon. All right. So how would I rate it? It's okay. It's a good smoke for morning. Not very complex. Not very full body. Medium to light smoke. Fun. This is Aizun Danon from My Cigar Blog signing off. Wish me luck with my guest, guys. If I win 500 Aussie dollars, you know who I'll be sharing it with. Take care.